Okay, guys, today we are talking about social media. Now, this is a topic that has so much training that you could look to learn more about. I mean, there's so much training available on this topic because it's dynamic, it's ever changing. Social media is constantly changing. The rules kind of constantly change, but there are a few constants that I can share with you. So social media is pretty much it's our storefront. It's how we engage, it's how we connect. This is not one of those direct sales businesses where you do home parties. This, where that's in that market, you meet people that way. You meet people by getting more referrals and more referrals at every party. We're doing this mainly through social media. Sure, in the first few months of your business, you might be maximizing your warm market, those people that you know in your day-to-day. But social media, if that is not something that you are engaging in right away, you're going to find it very hard to grow this business beyond a certain point. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get started. The first thing, if you have not done this yet, or if this is not currently something that you've even thought about, but your profile photo really needs to be of you, your face, smiling, something bright and cheerful, something trustworthy. So if I were to scroll through, I would say, hey, I could trust that person. This person looks like someone I would want to be friends with. But, a lot of us moms will often have our kids in there. Or if you love your pets, your pet's in there. It's a family photo. I strongly encourage you right now to make sure you have a really good headshot. And honestly, it doesn't have to be a professional photo. You can just come out here with your iPhone, get some nice lighting. I would say get some great lighting. Outdoor natural light's always the best. And make sure that you have a great profile photo, first of all. Okay? And start to think about now what you're sharing, what your cover photo looks like. When people come by your page, what are they seeing? The other thing you might want to give some thought to, and this is tough for a lot of people, is your privacy settings. A lot of moms especially are afraid to have people seeing their page. Well, here's the thing. If people want to find things, they can find them. As far as keeping your settings public on social media really doesn't make it harder for the wrong people to find you. It makes it hard for the right people to find you. So I strongly would suggest you taking those settings off. You can make certain posts private. So if you want to post something private, you choose that option when you post that photo. So don't get too worried about public settings. You're not going to expand your market if you have public settings. You can only reach the people who are currently in your network unless you're actively finding them. And we want to make this easier, right? So that's the second part, is making sure you have taken a look and considered, changing those privacy settings. Also, now is the time, if you have not already, to announce that you're a coach. Now, this was something I did not do. I thought I'm just going to gradually do this. I'm gonna try to trickle in. I'm gonna try to do this really sly and sneaky, kind of let it I don't know, people gradually get it. Well, the problem with that was all my friends who I thought were getting it were joining other teams, they were actually signing up because it was pretty clear that other people were coaches, or they were buying products from other people or buying it offline. I'm like, wait a minute, when I get to a conversation and they're like, oh, I didn't know you're coaching. I was like, I've been coaching for months, but I was really shy about it. So I'm trying to have you guys avoid those things. So announce it. It does not have to be super salesy, and there are some examples, some samples of ways that you can do that we've provided. So check out those sample coming out posts, and I would encourage you to be really real, be really you. Explain why this is what you've chosen to do, and really try to engage with the people who you might be looking to help. So it's time to make it clear that you are the go-to. You want people to know that you're the person to go to. The other thing to remember is, just because you have, say, 200 friends on Facebook, it does not mean 200 friends are seeing your photos. The thing is, Facebook decides who it wants to show your posts to. It shows your posts to those that you are most relevant to. I remember my mom saying, oh my gosh, Megan, you post all the time. I'm like, well, Mom, you're the person who sees the most of my posts because we're the most connected. Because I was posting at that time 5 times a day. So I'm just saying, I'm encouraging you to get to at least 2 to 3 times a day. Only about, I forget what the percentage is, but a small percentage of people are actually seeing your posts. So if you think that you're posting too frequently, or people already know things because you posted it, that's not the reality. So we are going to work on being more relevant to those people who are not currently seeing our stuff. How do you do that? You actively engage. You reach out and comment and and message people that you haven't maybe messaged or talked to in a long time. So that's what I started doing. I started to make myself relevant by just going through different the different names in my friends list, I would start from the A's. Like each day I would start by just, okay, let's go to the A's, and then the friends list, and then I would just start liking or commenting or messaging people when it was appropriate. You know, if I thought there was something I could appropriately message about or comment, but I was actively trying to make myself relevant again. So that my feed would become more, would come up in their news feeds more, rather than having someone tell me, which happened a lot in the beginning, oh gosh, I didn't know you were a coach. Oh gosh, I bought under somebody else. Oh, I'm a coach I just joined this other person because they invited me to coaching, and they hardly know that person. But I'm like, I've been a friend of theirs for a while. I'm like, but that's because I was not bold enough to just, I mean, you guys are hearing this again and again. I was super, super shy about this in the beginning, and I don't want you guys to, go through those same challenges that I did. So here are there are a couple other things that I think are pretty constant when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, or I would say those are the two most popular ways people build their business currently and nowadays. Is through Facebook and Instagram, but you can certainly use other platforms. I encourage you just to strongly focus on one for now, and then consider adding another one. Whatever your favorite is, really is where you should start. And then if you're on Facebook, don't think you need to get a like page right away, but definitely consider starting one soon. If you start one now, know this, Facebook considers it a business, so it gets in front of even fewer eyeballs than your profile page. So you're going to be talking to a wall for a long time. That's okay. You have to build it from somewhere, but don't expect that you can not post on your profile and then just open a page and get some traction. It's just going to take some time. It takes time to build that. So most people start with their profile and slowly build a like page. Okay, there are 5 things I want you to think about when you're posting on social media. Number 1 is be intentional. Okay, you're not just throwing things up. You're not just throwing things on the at the wall. It's not throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're doing every post with intention. So one of my better tips is to use photos as much as possible. Don't share photos from another page. Post it originally, and try not to, as much as you can, post someone else's photo. If you see a quote that you like, put it on your own image and put your own commentary behind it. When you just share something, Facebook gives that less affinity, fewer eyeballs. It also gives links shared fewer affinity. Whenever you can share photos, do that, and whenever you can share videos, do that first. Videos get more eyeballs. Facebook likes video. Secondly, it likes photos. Links get little love and shares get little love. So as much as you can, try to post those too. And a question always gets some engagement, which the more likes and comments you get on a photo or video or any kind of post, the more Facebook shows it to other people. So be intentional with your posts. Put some original thought to maybe a quote that you've seen. Perhaps you're just taking a picture of yourself or something else and then putting the quote there using some really fun apps. But be intentional. The next is be scroll stopping, and that's the other way we can use apps, is to put some pizzazz behind our posts. There's some really cool photo editing apps, and we're going to share those options, some ideas for you to use. You can really do some really cool things. How do you be scroll stopping? You put some fun writing on it. You put some cool effects on it. You start to use perhaps like I don't know, video collages, but there are really cool apps that you can use. Next is to be engaging. Like I said, ask questions, connect with the people you're speaking to. Make the commentary or the text associated with your post really reach the people that you're trying to help. And then we're going to be consistent. If you are not being consistent, people aren't going to think that you're serious about this. I can't tell you how many times I've had coaches come to me struggling with their business, and they just post every other day, or they're really consistent for like a week and then they're off the radar for like a week and they feel like they can never get traction. It's because people don't want a wishy-washy coach. If they want to be inspired, they don't want to see someone in one day and out the next. They want to know that you're going to be there when they're ready, and it takes many people time. You're going to get a tidal wave if you're consistent after 4, 5, 6 months. It might seem slow at some times, but if you stay consistent, the tidal wave rolls from the previous months. So be consistent. And lastly, be you. Follow other great coaches for inspiration. Don't copy what they're doing, but definitely use them for inspiration. I encourage you to find some successful coaches or coaches on the team, other coaches that maybe you connect with their brand, you connect with what they're about. Follow them, see what they're doing, and use them for inspiration. See how they're relating to their audience. But be you. Make sure that you are, putting your thoughts and your original ideas behind your content. Something is my bonus tip with Be You. People love selfies. I don't know why. I held off on this for months because I thought, who wants to see a big close-up selfie of me? I don't know what it is, but we just love connection. Of all the posts that I've ever done, selfies get the most likes and comments. I don't know why. It's just, I think we're just so stuck behind our devices that that we just kind of lose connection, that personal connection, and we see those eyeballs looking at us face to face. It gives us, that connection that we're looking for when we're on social media. So don't be afraid of the selfies. People do actually want to see your face. They want to see you smiling at them. They want to see you engaging with them. So I hope these tips help. I encourage you again just to be a perpetual student, to be trying things, and I might give you all these rules and things will be dynamic and changing, and I might give you all these rules and you're afraid to post anything. I don't want that to happen either, because sometimes you just gotta do some trial and error. Sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and hit send and post.